Hey, and welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts, HEKATE-A True Divine 4-4. You can book in for a personal reading with me, any spiritual coaching sessions and any energy flow sessions by getting me at truedivinemedia@gmail.com. I appreciate you all being here, and this is my way of doing what I know is partly what I'm here to do, to help liberate those who are wishing to liberate themselves. So this is my way of paying forward. Take what resonates with this reading. It's where I combine the energy work that I do and the tarot work that I do to help you navigate the energies with foresight, with insight, as to the energies you might feel within you on any given day, around you and within others. So this is for the 10th of April 2021. The strain is real, the energies are intense, which means the gifts and the lessons are intense also. But that is not to take away from the recognition of the intense energies that we are feeling, feeling from our own point of view, through our own lens, but also witnessing something that is so malevolent and so convoluted happening in the collective from the so-called powers that be, and within the many who are quite happy to act in the same way. And so the energies, especially for those who are empaths, those who are intuitive, is intense, and it's a weird time to be in witness of what is going on within our own lives and within other people's lives. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Cups. And so this speaks of, I got the 7 layers, the 7 levels, the amount of manipulated and very well planned distractions that are going on right now. You can see this guy in this card doesn't know which path to go down, which project to concentrate on, where's the enlightenment, where's the achievement, where is the passageway through these energies, and also achieving something at the same time. And so it's very scattered energy, it's very spread out and diluted, and this is exactly what, from the so-called powers that be point of view, the beings that are puppeting them, that's exactly what that energy wants. That's the kind of energy feedback it is seeking, scattered, diluted, confused energy. And so it's for us to find within our own selves a determination. And the well might feel quite empty today of enthusiasm and determination. But there's something that you can find today, that you can dig deep down into today, to find that grit in order to fulfill a project, fulfill an idea, to be focused and intentful in the direction that you are looking and attaining in. And so where you see this scattered energy here and all of these different desires and ways of wanting to express yourself, it's the cups, emotionally express yourself through physical projects or through spiritual paths. So whatever this is for you today, it's to dig deep and find that grit to attain, nevertheless, attain in the face of the very manipulated, very infused distraction energy. And so this is the extortion of energy. And so this is where we find our focus, our grit, and in the face of it, attain nevertheless. And that puts out a very different energy pattern, which needs to be fed back to ourselves, to those around us, and these people, these beings that are in power right now. So this is difficult to do, though. That's not to say it's not difficult to do. It is going to take some talking to self today to get up and go, energy, pep talking, giving yourself a kick in the butt, whatever it takes to get going and stay focused with that intent of achieving, understanding more, expressing yourself creatively, however it resonates with you. The distractions are so real right now, and there's going to be many of them today. One being the, you know, ding dong, the prince is dead. You know, I say that because I picked up on that, and I nearly did a quick video, and I didn't get time with the Adorable yesterday. They've already transplanted that consciousness, and it came to me when I started to dig down deep into that, just for my own insight, my own knowing. And I know this sounds out there for some people. At this point, I don't care. The information's going to come out that they've been knowing how to transplant consciousness. I've spoken about it before, and there's a reason that, you know, his physical body was kept going until the 99th day of the year. At the age 99, on the 9th, it all added up to 9. I've been talking recently about Tesla's theory of the 3, 6, and 9, and get into a portal that is the 9, that represents the 9 on the different levels, the physical, spiritual, the ether, the aether, you know, the get into that portal to that 9 is so important, in particular for entering into that other energy field where you can do things such as re-enter consciousness, reanimate consciousness into a different physical body. And I realized that this is one of their strengths, one of their huge strengths, and one of their huge weaknesses, going off the reading a little bit actually, but in that it's their strengths because they are in remembrance, and that's one of our biggest weaknesses, this amnesia that we are given, the memories that we're stripped of as we seem to come into this realm more and more as we live longer and longer. They keep that remembrance, and so they keep the apparatus, the knowledge to do such things. So it means that we are dealing with a very few people. We are dealing with a very small bloodline. And so that keeps coming back. Now, one other weakness in that, as I picked up on yesterday, was that, but they're going crazy. They're becoming more and more sociopathic. They're becoming more and more psychopathic, in that they are it feels like there is, with the inbreeding and with maybe doing this too many times, coming back with their consciousness too many times, has sort of stripped them, and they are going crazy. So we're at the witness of that too. Problem is that we are being we are feeling the brunt of it. We are feeling the effect of their misgivings, misdeeds, misguidance, and so you can see that even that, I've gone off on a tangent, but I wanted to get that out there, that will come out, that is possible to do, very possible to do, and in no doubt has been done yesterday with all of the 9s. So on the bottom of the other deck, funny enough, we've got the 9 of Wands, and this is where we are asked to have a huge amount of discernment, particularly where we are being distracted. Now, in individual lives, be super wary, and people who know me well know that I'm not a fearmonger. I don't, you know, feed off that kind of energy, but I do tell the truth. And I will say that many of us have those surrounding us that are energy vampires, that are losing their shit right now because they are so disconnected from self anyway, with this gestational spell and separation of souls from beings that is happening right now. These people are losing their shit, and they're looking for anchors. And so many of us have people around us who are wanting to anchor in and pull you down in order to anchor themselves. So where are your distractions? Are people coming in that looks like kindness, but actually they're just taking up your time? Many of you today will have to put up with, until you have the wisdom enough to say enough, people coming in and trying to distract you from your work, you know, trying to stop you getting things done in the nicest possible way, but actually it is for a very to take away from you in order to anchor themselves. And so it takes wisdom and sovereignty to be able to stand up, particularly those that we love, to say, I'm sorry, this distraction, and be straight. This energy today needs straight, direct talk, honest talk, to say, you're distracting me and I must get this done. So the discernment in that, the stopping and the pausing, the taking time, not to procrastinate, but to take in all of the possibilities and with intent move forward in another direction, or in the direction that you were already going in, but with more insight into the situation. I want to tell you from the collective stage point of view, when you think things have look too crazy, look again, the truth of the matter is even more crazy than you first comprehend. And that is, you know, something again that is affecting the subconscious mental health of the collective. And so we are feeling the effects of that one way or the other in our own lives. So again, taking a pause with intent, with focus, finding a way to find that grit to get something achieved today, to fight through this energy of distraction, dilution, and a taking away from self, a taking away from the truth. And so on the reading itself, we go into the Three of Swords. This is a super painful card. What can I say? Because I could go on for hours describing the different pains. One thing that does come up is that this separation of the soul from the being, creating host bodies, I feel, for one of the agendas that's happening through the reprogramming, through the recoding, and you all know where that is coming from, what direction that is coming from. The pain that I'm picking up on with these people who have gone down that route to be reprogrammed, it's distressing. It's distressing because the experimentation harnessed by the few around the world, you know, made possible by the apparatus, let's say, of China. This has been experimented on and happening for a long time, and I do feel that there are many that are due to be gotten rid of from their eyes, and there are many that are just like, you know, Wayne Steiger talks about the planet being terraformed, these host bodies being terraformed for something that I wouldn't invite into this realm for sure. And so there's a lot of levels of pain right now. We are going through the most narcissistic journey, from the above to the below, and from those around us. We are going through recognizing just how manipulated and abused we have been by the few to the many. And it brings to light in your individual life remembrance of personal journeys that reflect these energy imprints of this narcissistic abuse that is happening right now. And so a lot of you might be in the space today of processing past wounds, of processing hurts. A lot of you might be in the process of separating yourself from those that you never thought you'd be separate from, but for physical reprogramming reasons, and for just not being able to even talk without arguing right now because you're on such different frequencies, such different pages. That is also something that a lot of people are processing. We've got the King of Wands to clarify this Three of Swords. So this does speak to relationships too. This does speak to the people-pleasing aspect of the King of Wands. A lot of people today are covering up these pains, maintaining the smile, maintaining the composure, looking like the great King of Wands energy. But underneath, the pain is very real and very raw. Again, today is a day for shooting straight arrows, for having absolute truth with yourself and those around you. And so masking, ironically, right now is the complete opposite of what we should be doing. We want to use these energies, if they're going to get thrown at us anyway, we want to use these energies for our highest potentials, for our highest gains. And so if these energies are going to be bringing up these pains, these wounds, a lot of people, either in remembrance of or in acceptance of those around you, doing the dirty behind your back, in business, in relationships. This is a time for truth with that. If we're going to have these energies thrown at us anyway, we may as well use them for our greatest good, to terraform ourselves into fertile ground, not for the agendas of others, but for the creativity of who we are, what we are. Yeah, there's leadership is needed in this. And so you being the king of one's energy, being able to maintain your composure, not slip into victimhood, but at the same time be transparent about the processes that you're going through today, is key to help you start to clear out these wounds, these energies for good, these things that have limited you, these things that keep breaking your heart. Don't know what else is to be, something else is to be said about that. I'll come up. So the next card is the Hierophant. And so this is where there really is this energy of being in witness to what is the one of the huge big peaks in the cycle of this hijack, this takeover that happened so long ago, that has created these few that control, oppress the many. And the knowledge is being passed down, and the knowledge is there. And there's the question of how does everybody not see at this point? And this goes back a little bit to the Three of Swords, that there's this wound, this pain that you're witnessing, people being in this abusive, narcissistic reality that is being created for them, yet they can't see it. And no matter how much evidence or proofs or teachings, as the Hierophant gives, they can't see it. In fact, it makes them see even less of it in a number of cases. This is where the wisdom is to accept this, that everybody isn't on the same page. Everybody isn't even actually the same type of being. There are many different forms of us here, and coming into realization of there are going to be some that just don't see and will never see. Scholarly energy is needed today. We've got the Page of Pentacles that keeps coming up. Actually, this is the messenger, but this is the wanting, the yearning for that information, the ability to listen, the ability to absorb, the ability to research, the ability to feel excited about it. And this is where there's that wisdom from the Hierophant being passed down to say that this is your journey. Ultimately, your journey affects those around you, affects the direction of humanity itself, of this realm itself, but it is still your journey. And while we're being distracted to be on focus of anything other than self, the main teaching today is to be scholarly about self, research you, find out more about you, start connecting dots as to how you see this realm, how you fit in this realm, and what you are determined to do, where you can find your focus in your teachings about self ultimately. You know, this journey that we're on, and that we pass through this journey physically, but simultaneously we're passing through other realms in our spiritual self, in our emotional body, in our mental self. So to be able to feed that today and stay on focus with that today will bring about such great inner standings about self. And ultimately, this will give you more keys as to navigating the energies that we're in right now and understanding the inner workings of what is going on right now. And so the next card is the Ten of Pentacles. And this is the good news. And this is where this hijack happened, yes. Lots of abuse and lots of pain has been caused by it. It's been very much a negative feedback system. But one of the huge things that we are indoctrinated with the savior complex, go back to the savior video that I did, with the belief system complex that they've put in here, with the authority system that they have here, it's the realization of that it is indoctrination only that says this is how it has to be. It is manipulation and complacency only that dictates to us that this is how it has to be, that we ultimately are at the behest and at the we are in submissive to these so-called powers that be, whether that be those that are in control of countries or those that seem to control our strings through wounds, through guilt, through whatever this Three of Swords is for you. To be able to gain your teachings about self and be scholarly with that, with these two cards here, the Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles, brings about the realization of this is not just how it has to be, that your mental state, your physical self connected with your mental womb, your mind, what you can manifest from there, from a place of sovereignty, is the Ten of Pentacles. The recognition of there are no such titles that have to be held by people as a king or a queen or a prince. That you are equally justified to seek your Ten of Pentacles, your physical alignment, your sustenance, your availability, your abundance, to be able to enjoy this journey, to be able to discover and unlock secrets about the plants here, about the light here, to be able to create your alignment within your physical reality. And this comes from the teachings and learning about self and recognizing that you can claim that sovereignty, you can claim that divinity outside of the manipulations and the projected manifestations of the so-called powers that be. This is where you do have a huge key role in breaking that chain that has bound you and generations before you within your family units. So the release of all of that is huge today. And this is one of the main things that they're trying to distract us from, desperately so. So finding that focus and that intent to get to that release point is powerful. And so the Queen of Cups clarifies the Ten of Pentacles. This is about delving so far into your spiritual self, delving so far into your intuitive abyss, releasing yourself and clearing yourself from any wounds that limit you, that label you, reaching past the element of confusion, distraction, and being able to guide yourself fully into a completely different way of thinking, a completely different way of doing, and reach those potentials within that womb of the mind, and see how quickly your Ten of Pentacles comes about. See how quickly your alignment comes within the chaos. And this is where the growth is hugely in general and today. To be able to have that I'm picturing particles. Particles always vibrate in and move in to a certain extent. But you add heat, you add energy, you focus that energy on a point. If you were to have water, it would start to bubble. It would start to heat up. So the things are vibrating off each other. The particles are moving and shifting. So to be able to do this and see the unlimited potentials that you have with your focus and energy, if you can do that to a bowl of water with a small amount of heat, to be guided into the dark womb unmanifest, to be able to not set yourself through a limited lens, but to see what the true manifestation powers of you are. This is where this 10 of Pentacles comes about. This is where you then draw that down into the physical, into the abundance, into the reality that you are living in your physical self. The physical well-being and abundance that is being seen right now on the collective stage is almost like if you have a human body, there's key tells on nails, on hair, within the eyes that actually give you or a doctor a guidance as to what is going on within. So as the collective, as the many, what we are witnessing right now is that this has been an out of balance body for too long. This realm itself as one big body has been, we are seeing the physical symptoms now of the spiritual health within this realm. And it's for us to find this spiritual health, this rebalancing, for us to be leaders in this, not victims in this, but leaders in this, to start to have others witness what it looks like when a body is in healthy response to what is going on within. When a body is in healthy response as to being the end manifestation, the visual that others can see of where your spirit is. And so as the many, this is where we as clinicians are looking right now and seeing that the spiritual health is lacking, the balance is lacking. We are witnessing the physical warts, the physical ailments that show us exactly how far this realm in the many has gotten from its balance point, from its place of wholeness. And so for us to take part in our own journey and finding focus, finding a way of balancing out self on all aspects, in all layers, and of course this is continuous, and start to project and have others witness the healthy response to a healthy spirit, to a healthy mind, to a healthy body of water, the emotions. This is where we make a huge difference to ourselves today and to the direction that we are going in fast. And so this manifestation power is fast today too. So be warned about that as well. So again, there was a lot in that reading. And again, there's so much to say about so much right now that it's difficult to not go off on tangents. So take from it what helps you, what guides you, what helps you reach your highest potentials, ditch what does not. Reach into your untapped potentials today, attain. Drop me an email or definitely leave a comment as to how you do this, you know, inspire others. It's time to big each other up and give each other recognition as to where we are attaining and where we're looking to go to next, to attain to next. No more victims, no more victimhood. We're standing in this channel in our strength, in our focus, and in our intent for greatness. That is what we are doing. So Much love, stay balanced and stay whole. Again, hook up at truedivinemedia@gmail.com for a personal reading, energy sessions, or any spiritual coaching sessions. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Mwah.